With so many options, what attachments should you really be using in XDefiant, and which ones should you just throw in the trash? What I'm about to show you might just blow your mind. Hey guys, Nightfall here with another XDefiant video for you, and today we're going to talk about attachments. Now, for this demonstration, I'm going to use a gun that everybody is very familiar with at this point, the MP7. You either use it to get a lot of kills or you get killed by it a ton. Now, I'm not going to go over individual attachments and what each one is because there are so many, and this would be like a 20-minute video if I did that. Instead, I want to show you in real time what these attachments do and which ones are actually going to be worth it for you. So we're going to start here with a base MP7, no attachments at all. And I'm going to make sure that we're lined up with the target. We're going to aim 2 circles down, and we're going to empty the entire clip in here and just see where the recoil pattern goes. So there's your recoil pattern. We're going to stay in the same spot for our future tests. So you can see there's a decent recoil on this gun, but not a whole lot. Now, there's a lot of things in your settings that can play into what your recoil for this gun looks like, including sensitivity, ADS sensitivity, and all that fun stuff. But this is what my recoil looks like on a base MP7 with no attachments whatsoever. Now that we have that figured out, we're going to look at an MP7 with a bunch of attachments to help recoil. So this particular MP7 has a compensator that gives us 7% vertical recoil control, 2.5% on horizontal and vertical for the barrel, 10% on the vertical for the front rail. We don't need an optic for this test or a mag. Instead, we're going to use rear grip tape, which gives us an extra 5% vertical recoil control, and a precision stock, which is going to give us 5% more horizontal and vertical recoil. So same distance, same starting point, and here's what this recoil looks like. So you can see it's slightly better, but with all those attachments, you would definitely think that you would get a lot more control and less recoil, especially going up. Now, just for comparison, we'll zoom in and put these two targets side by side right here, just so you can kind of see where each one is at. And you can tell that you don't really get as much bang for your buck, so to speak, as you think you would. So now what I want to do is I want to show you the MP7 that I use. Now, typically I do run a sight on the MP7. I use a hollow. That's just my personal preference. I could probably throw a muzzle booster on here or something, but this is just what I like to use. Now, I have a heavy barrel on here, which gives you 0 recoil control. I have a front rail on here, which actually makes you lose horizontal recoil. I have a rear grip on here, which does nothing for recoil, and I have no stock at all. So there's nothing on here that should give me any kind of extra recoil control. So this should be worlds worse than the base model that we looked at. So let's go ahead and spray this whole target and see what we can get. Now, keep in mind this one does have some extra bullets in it. So this is what it's going to look like right there. And if I actually take this mag off of here, so we have a more apples to apples comparison, we'll do the same test, 5 less bullets, and there you go. So now let's put this compared to the base model with no attachments up on the left, and then on the right of this we'll put the MP7 with all of the recoil attachments, the best recoil control that you can get supposedly with these attachments. So now looking at these three all together, with the SMG I use in the bottom middle, the base SMG with no attachments in the top left, and on the top right we have the MP7 with all different kinds of recoil attachments. And that is the absolute best recoil you could have without controlling it on that gun with attachments. And it's not really all that different. In fact, the MP7 that I use compared to the base one has almost the identical recoil. Sure, my bullets have a little bit more spread to them, but in the end, are recoil attachments really worth it in this game? Recoil is probably one of the only things that attachments can reduce or increase that you can control or learn to control. And with the aim assist in this game being as strong as it is, once you lock onto the target and start firing, you're not really going to fall off the target to begin with. So I say, full send it. Throw on that muzzle booster. Throw on that barrel extender. Throw on that rapid fire barrel. And just learn to control the recoil. This goes for just about any gun in this game right now. And while we're on this subject, there is apparently a rumor going around that some of the attachments actually do the opposite of what they say they're going to do. An example of that is the muzzle booster. It says it lowers your horizontal and vertical recoil control, but some people are saying that it actually makes it better. Let's throw this on the SMG that I use. Stand at the same distance we have been. ADS, and empty our clip into the target. And now let's compare this to the MP7 recoil pattern I just showed you before, and you can clearly see that it is about 10% worse. Also keep in mind that that small increase in rate of fire will get those bullets out faster, so it doesn't completely offset it, but it's not quite 10% increase. I don't know why people continue to try to say that there are bugs in this game like this when they're not actually bugs and they just really don't understand what's going on in the core mechanic of the game. It really irks me because there are tons of bugs in this game, don't get me wrong, but these aren't bugs. I'm giving you numbers, facts, proof, demonstrations. You can't argue with that. So just stop saying they're bugs if they're not bugs. If you truly don't understand, just say that. It's okay to not understand. That's why we have videos like this. But that's all I wanted to go over with these. Let me know down in the comments what attachments you run on most of your weapons. Do you go for recoil control? Is that something you focus on? Or do you just rely on the aim assist if you play controller and disregard any kind of attachments that give you any kind of gain to recoil control? Also, if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, as it really helps our channel grow, and we've gained a lot of subscribers in the past few days and weeks that we've been putting this kind of content out. So hitting that thumbs up, subscribing, and commenting lets me know that you guys enjoy this type of content and lets me know to keep making more of it. But until next time.